Will Johnson still sitting there now halfway through the first round.
Yeah.
Is that Arizona's gain, or you think we still keep him on the board here, Mike?
I really like the pick I gave Arizona, and his name is not Will Johnson. I gave him Kelvin Banks from Texas.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, I love the fact that he can kick inside and play guard year one. And then don't forget that they've got a tackle out there, Jonah Williams, who is getting old. And he's last year of his contract. Kelvin Banks can start inside, kick outside the right tackle, which I think he can play either position at a high level. And I think he gives them what they need in that offensive line and for Kyler Murray.
Okay, Cincinnati sitting at 17 as we work through the middle of this draft, 9 days before it, with Mike Mayock here on the Rich Eisen Show. What do the Bengals do at 17?
Regardless of Trey Hendrickson, whether they sign him prior to the draft or not, I'm going James Pierce from the University of Tennessee. He'd fit in great with a rotation with Hendrickson. His upside is outstanding. He's long. He's one of the twitchiest players in this draft. He can push a pocket. He's stronger than people think, even though he will develop more power at the point of attack. I think he's a guy. There's been some rumors off the field stuff, but I think he's a guy to come in and perform at a high level year one for Cincinnati.
All right. Now, Seattle's sitting at 18.
Yeah.
What are you?
10 picks, 5 of the first 92. Mm-hmm. They could be an active team in this draft. They could be another team that could sit there at the end of one and come back up into it if there was somebody of interest. They've got 2 2s and 2 3s, and obviously they're ready to go. They've got Sam Darnold. They moved a couple primary people, Geno Smith and a high level wide out to get the extra 2 and 3. So they're going to have a lot to say about the first 2 days in this draft. But if they stick and pick, I really like this pick also. It's Tyler Booker, the guard from Alabama. They got 2 high-level running backs, and they weren't able to run the football last year. This is the quintessential people mover. Big butt, big legs, drive blocker, good pass protector. I think he fits everything they need. And if Booker's sitting there at 18, they take him.
All right, so 2 more to go here in your 10 through 20 of the Mike Mayock draft here on the Rich Eisen Show. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers at 19 do what?
Yeah, I mean, Jamel Dean at corner can't stay healthy. Good corner, but he's hurt a lot. And they can't believe that Will Johnson fell into their lap.
I bet.
At number 19, Tampa Bay takes another Michigan guy, Will Johnson at corner.
So why do you think he drops to 19 again? Because, again, I mean, when he was, healthy and crushing it for Team 144 and winning it all, I mean, we were talking about him as a top 5, potentially,
I've got, there are 2 things, and I keep hearing it around the league. And, one is there's a little bit of a lack of speed, and that's okay. Okay. I mean, he doesn't have to run 4.39, but the fact that he didn't run a 40 bothers some teams. I had him as kind of a 4.55 guy on tape. I think most teams will be in that range, plus or minus 4.55.
Mm-hmm.
So he doesn't have elite speed. And I thought this year as a tackler, it was a below level performance, and his physicality worries me. Lack of physicality, I should say. And even though he was healthy his first 2 years, this year he had 3 different injuries. I mean, it started with his shoulder, missed time. Then it was the turf toe, missed a lot of time. And finally it was the hamstring, and he didn't work out at the combine. He came back and had a separate workout later and did a lot of drills, but no 40. So I think there are some teams that have some questions, mainly around the lack of physicality and the overall speed.
All right, and then lastly for us today, Denver at 20. What a fascinating pick this is going to be for a team that made the playoffs, and Sean Payton's got his quarterback. And I'm just wondering, with all the potential extra weapons now on the board for next, they go ahead and get the Joker. We keep on always hearing that for him. For Sean Payton, he likes the matchup problem, nicknamed Joker type player. Does that player get selected here or no, Mike? What do you think?
Well, I'm not sure which Joker you have here. Mm-hmm. but I agree with your premise that you do everything you can to buttress the young quarterback. And in this case, I thought long and hard about Omarion Hampton. But at the end of the day, same thing. Felt like they signed some guys in free agency during the offseason and feel like they can get a quality young running back in the second round at number 51. They might get one of those Ohio State kids, both of whom I really like. So I've got him with wide receiver number 2, Tet McMillan. And who knows what's going to happen with some of the contracts with their current wideouts. I think Sutton's runs out the end of this year or next year. This is a big body guy, plucks the ball with ease all over, big radius. Love his ability to separate with length and physicality. I think he fits in with what they do and how they do it. And it gives another weapon, as you said, to Bo Nix, the young quarterback.
I think that would be a cartwheel type moment for a lot of Denver Bronco fans. Catch the Rich Eisen Show live weekdays from 12 to 3 p.m. Eastern on Roku Sports Channel in the U.S.